Okay, Mr. Larson, please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, sir, I come from a small town, Patna, district Patiala. I've done my graduation in commerce from Punjabi University, Patiala. Thereafter, I did my MBA from PTU Jalandhar. I joined my family business for 4 years. Thereafter, I started pursuing civil services. Uh, I got selected into PCS twice, joined as ETO, and now I'm working as Tehsildar for last 5 years, sir.
Okay, in Punjab.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Larson, your name is very interesting. Larson, what does this stand for?
Sir, Larson means a son who has brought laurels to his family.
A son who brought,
Laurels to his family.
and you obviously did
Yes.
by doing family business, then Tahsildar. Okay, great, great. Who has given you this name? Any family member?
So yes, my father gave me this name.
Okay, okay. Uh, what is the occupation of father? What does he do?
So he has a retail business of electrical goods.
Okay, okay. And Larson is a Punjabi word?
Sir, Larson is a Scandinavian name basically.
Scandinavian.
It's a family name. It's not even a name, so they use it as surname in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, let's move towards the Scandinavian country and beyond, the Northern America.
Yes, sir.
There is President-elect Donald Trump.
Yes, sir.
So after the election of Donald Trump, there has been a term resounding in international arena with fear, that is tariff war. So what does this stand for from US perspective? What is tariff?
So U.S. President-elect Donald Trump reiterated in his election campaign that tariff is the most lovable word after love. So he loves tariffs. So he basically wants to impose tariffs on those countries which are having unfavorable trade balance with US. The countries who export to US more than they import. So he wants to impose tariffs on those countries.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This will be increased taxation on duties and
Yes, sir.
else thing. Any specific country, any specific product which he promised to hike the tariff?
So recently he spoke about hiking tariffs on Canada because they were using too much security forces of US, and he also spoke about increasing tariffs on China and the Chinese products, particularly electric vehicles,
Okay.
because he wants to create more jobs in America and he wants to discourage the imports from China.
Okay. Any particular thing about India as well?
Sir, nothing in particular that I remember from this election campaign, but yes, he spoke about the Harley Davidson bikes being charged at a higher rate from in India, and he spoke that he will also think about imposing tariffs if India doesn't comply with US
Yeah,
directions.
but Donald Trump openly said that India is biggest tariff abuser. So India isn't in the list of tariff hiking as per Trump administration.
So I think there must be geopolitical considerations for this as well, I guess, because
Okay.
India is emerging as a bigger partner for US in the Indo-Pacific region.
Okay. In recent news, there was again a very nuanced news that Trump has announced that he want Canada as 51st state of US. Okay. So can it be happen? Canada can become 51st state of US? Is it possible legally or constitutionally?
So hypothetically, if we are going to discuss this thing, it can happen constitutionally and legally. But since the Canadian people have reaffirmed their politicians and the environment in the country, people have generally said that they do not want to be a part of USA. As earlier, USA had acquired the state of Alaska, and so it can theoretically be done, but practically it might not seem feasible at this point of time, sir.
Okay, in recent time, it is, has it happened that some country has acquired another country or some part of another country in a decade or so recently?
Sir, to be sure, I'm not aware.
Okay, 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 okay. Coming back to the tariff, what is the response of different countries against this proposed tariff hike of US, like European Union or Canada or India or China?
Sir, many countries are thinking that they should try to balance their trade with America, and apart from that, they are giving more options to America, that they can buy they can buy American oil to balance the trade. They can buy American goods more, and they are pitching their strategic positions to America, that we are your ally and you cannot do this. So diplomatic balancing, apart from the practical ground changes that they can make in their trade.
Okay, okay. So more and more countries are into negotiation terms.
Yes, sir.
They are not going to tariff war.
So tariff war is not a
Other
solution.
countries' response is
Yes,
more of
yes,
negotiations.
sir.
Okay, okay. Coming to another conflictual zone, that more and more the places in the world, the zone in the world, are turning into conflict zone. You must have heard about Israel, Hamas now, Israel, Lebanon issue.
Yes, sir.
Then there is Syrian cause. Then there is this Russian and Ukraine war. My question is, why is it happening so? Post World War, we are into an era where there is highest number of conflict around the world. Why is it so? Why so much conflicts?
So even if we study the whole scenario, geopolitical environment, we see the war between Russia and Ukraine. After the disintegration of USSR, it almost seemed impossible to have a conventional war. It was entirely unthinkable to think of a conventional war between two large nations.
Hmm.
But it is beyond my comprehension that why this environment is emerging.
Okay, okay. So we are having no idea why so much conflicts are there. What is your optional, by the way?
So Punjabi literature, sir.
Punjabi literature. That's great. That's great. Okay, 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 okay. Coming to Syria, last question on this thing. Uh, that Syrian war was ongoing for more than a decade now, and rebellion could not succeed in more than a decade war. Then what happened that within like 72 hours, rebellion could outthrow the Assad and they succeed? What were the causes behind the lightning speed success of rebellion in Syria?
Sir, I am not able to recall the issues behind this Syria war, the crisis in Syria.
Okay, do you know the name of the rebel group, the main rebel group who ousted Assad?
Sorry, sir, I can't think of it right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Mr. Larson, I want to ask you about your order of preference for state cadre.
Yes, sir.
As I can see in your DAF, you have indicated only two state preferences, Punjab and Haryana.
Yes, sir.
What's the reason for that? You have indicated 99 for all the other cadres. What does that mean?
Sir, I'm a person with locomotor disability. So, as per the cadre allocation policy of UPSC, I could opt for two states in my home zone. So, I opted for Punjab and Haryana, sir. So, other zones, I was only given two options. So, my first option was Punjab, and second, I chose Haryana. Yes, sir.
So, by rules, you are not allowed to choose any other state in any other zone.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. And what kind of disability do you have?
So, I'm a person with locomotor disability due to hemophilia.
Okay. And what are the symptoms of that?
So, hemophilia is a condition in which the blood doesn't clot properly. It's a genetic disease in which a protein called factor 8 is not produced by the body. And this protein cannot be taken from any food item. So, this has to be produced by the body, or we can take it in injection form. Only then the bleedings can be reduced.
Okay. So, are you undergoing any treatment for the same?
Yes, earlier I used to get plasma derived from human blood. Thereafter, we used factor concentrates which were artificially produced in the labs. And so recently, 2 years back, I have started taking new treatment, which is a once a month injection, and the bleeding doesn't happen. I have not experienced bleeds for the last 2 years.
Okay. Right. Is there any kind of governmental support in that?
Yes, sir. Sir, the NHM, National Health Mission, is providing funds to all the states to cater to the hemophilic population. So they are providing this factor concentrates to all the hemophilic persons in the state of Punjab.
So is it like subsidized or is it 100% taken care of by the government?
So it is right now it is free of cost in all the government hospitals, sir.
Right, right. Very well. Okay. What was your optional? Okay, you said Punjabi literature.
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's come to your job profile, Larson. So you're currently serving as a Tehsildar in Punjab. So you're already a civil servant.
Yes, sir.
Then why need for UPSC?
Sir, I see it from two point of views. So first is I see it as a great promotional avenue for me because since I am serving as a Tehsildar, so I will become an IAS officer by the fag end of my career for last 2 3 years. Well, maybe if the promotions are delayed, I may not even be able to become an IAS officer. From career point of view, it's a huge jump. Secondly, sir, I feel that I have a bent of mind to serve the country and from civil services point of view, and I believe that I can I want to be a part of the India's growth story.
So the first reason is promotion and then comes service after that. Is it?
So I would put it like this only, sir. So it is a huge career jump for me from the point of view I'm like serving as a Tehsildar. Secondly, sir, I got motivation from multiple officers whom I've served with. So I was so can I elaborate, sir?
Of course.
Sir, I got an opportunity to work with Deputy Commissioner Ghanshyam Thori, sir. He was an IAS officer serving in Sangrur and Jalandhar. So I saw his efficiency of working. So at some point of time, I was of the opinion that nothing can be changed. So when I saw his style of working and the way he used the college students and the interns to monitor the pendency in in the district and how he used to end all kind of pendencies and sort out the issues using innovative ideas. So I really felt motivated under his leadership, and I thought that if we are able to continue with such efforts, India's growth story can be magnified.
Tell me more about this officer's methodology and how you are going to adopt these once you become an IAS officer.
Uh, Sir, Mr. Ghanshyam Thori, sir, who was serving as a DC, where I was serving as a Tehsildar under him. So he used very innovative ideas in solving all the sort of problems. So let's say if there was lack of funds, he took the help of NGOs. He approached the NGOs himself and asked them that need your contribution for this project, and we have this much of fund from the government available. We need this type of contribution from your side. And in one scheme, he wanted to promote the scheme, and he took the help of NGOs. And in one case, he wanted more monitoring of the officers who were serving under him, and he took the help of college students. And such kind of ideas can be implemented in the in other situations also, because not only these ideas, but there are many other innovative ideas which can be used in the administration.
Hmm.
I worked under Shaukat Ahmed Pare, sir, who was serving as an IAS officer. He was a very honest officer. So he had made it a point that that not even politicians used to call him for any favors, because he was too efficient in his work, that even the politicians need not call him for any work, but they were sure that if they will call him for any undue favors, he will not attend to those favors.
So that don't you think that should be the norm in civil services? So if politicians are asking for undue favors, they should be denied those favors. What will you do as an officer if you are asked for
So that should
favors?
be the norm, sir. We should take inspiration from such officers and the leaders who built India.
And what are the implications of that?
Sir, there are two kind of implications. Firstly, the first implication is that such politicians stop asking you for such favors, and there's your reputation travels to other districts and to other parts of the country, to other parts of the state as well. That he is a he is an honest officer and he is not going to attend to any such calls which are asking for undue favors. If And secondly, so there might be some antagonization of the local politicians or other politicians, which is the temporary things which can be taken care of later.
Right, right. You have written in your achievements that you got appreciation certificate for lowest pendency by DC Patiala while you were serving as a Tehsildar.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about this.
Sir, we as a Tehsildar have to work in multiple capacities. So there are a lot of official tasks that we have to do, which have to be done in a particular time frame. So what happens in a normal course of action is these tasks get pending even after the stipulated time frame. So let's say we are given a task to be completed in 10 days, it doesn't get completed in 10, 12, 15 days. So we can monitor that using MIS systems. There are softwares in the tehsils.
Mhm.
So I use those softwares. I check the pendency of each and every task, and I checked the pendency before that became pending. That before the stipulated timeline. So there are intercals mutations which have to be done in 45 days. So I checked the pendency at 35 days use the filter of 35 days, and I got them cleared before the stipulated time as given in the law. That way, sir, I was able to reduce the pendency to almost zero. Two, three cases were pending. They were pending because they were sub judice.
Right, right, very well. You have written one of your hobbies as photography. So, do you use any specific kind of camera for this?
So normally I use my phone camera because it is very light and easy to carry. If I'm on a trip or something like that, I have a DSLR camera of Nikon brand, which I use for some specific portraits or some other activities like.
Can you explain the technicality of a DSLR camera? How is it able to get such fine resolution images?
So, so firstly, so if we are comparing two cameras, like if we are comparing phone camera and the DSLR camera, so there are two big differences. So one is the sensor size. The sensor size of the phone camera is very small. The DSLR cameras has a huge sensor size, which captures the light. It captures more details. Second thing is our optical zoom. In the phone cameras that we use, we are not able to get optical zoom more than 3x because the lenses are not so big. So when we are using the digital cameras, we are able to use the extra lenses. So we can customize we can use those lenses which are used for a particular situation. So third thing is we can control the depth of field in which we can get the real bokeh effect, the bokeh effect that we get in mobile phones while we click portraits. So that is an artificially created bokeh effect. This is not the real bokeh effect, sir. So
Right.
yes, sir.
So how does this work? I mean, how does digital single reflex work? Single lens reflex work?
Sir, it has a viewfinder through which we take a look at the view. It has a laser pointer which measures the distance and it helps us focus if we are using the autofocus or we are using the manual focus. And third thing is there is a shutter between the the sensor and the lens. So when we click, the shutter gets lifted and the sensor captures the light entering into the sensor.
And what is aperture?
So aperture is the width of the lens that we are using. We can, if we widen the aperture, the shallower the width. If we narrow the aperture, we can capture far off things.
Right. So let's say you have to take a photograph in the in the dusk, like 6, 7 p.m. in the
Yes, sir.
evening.
Yes,
So
sir.
would you use higher aperture or lower aperture?
So I'll use a wider aperture because to capture low light, we need the camera lens to open a bit more so as to capture more light.
Right, right, right. So do you have any specific kind of like liking for photography, or do you like everything?
So generally, it's like click everything because we have mobile phones these days, and we can capture whatever we want to capture. So, but I particularly like portraits to capture. let's say there is some family function. I have a small kid at my home, so I love to click them. And the sharpness that we get inside, it takes less effort. If we are out there, we have to adjust a lot of settings. We have to, if we are shooting manually, so we have to adjust a lot of, we have to make a lot of changes to just to get one picture clicked. In the portraits, we can get it done easily.
Last year, there was a news regarding the world's finest resolution image being clicked by a particular authority. What was it the image of, and who clicked it?
Sir, I'm not aware of this event.
Right, right, not a problem. You have you have served in your family business for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Retail business of electrical goods. So why didn't you consider pursuing your family business if you devoted 4 years of your life to it?
So actually, I wanted to go into civil services right from the very beginning. As it, I failed to find a student which who, there's a thought which crosses everybody's mind who is studying that I want to be an IAS officer. So even I had a thought like this earlier in my life. So I wanted to pursue this, but my father met with an accident, so my family business was suffering, and I was not able to complete my studies. Um, so I thought that I can go for civil services a bit later. In the meantime, I can stabilize the family business, stabilize my family. So I started helping my father in my family business.
Right. So,
Okay. So you extensively talked about the bureaucracy. So uh, you have also dealt with the pendency and
Yes,
you reduced it to zero.
yes,
And that's a great need of the hour before the bureaucracy. What type of, rather, you said it, like intikals, these are the higher number of pendency cases.
yes.
What is the problem with intikal in all the states? Why there is a huge pendency of intikal and then the tax collection is also derailed through this? What is the core cause? Why intikals are not performed at time?
Sir, if we have to analyze the issue very practically, so the main issue is that the registration software and in the software in which the registration is being done and the software in which land record is maintained, those softwares are not linked.
Okay,
So we have to manually enter the mutation. We take the inputs from the land registration software. We get the printouts from them, and then we manually enter those details in the land record registration software. So Government of India has started a project in which these two softwares will be linked in eventually, but there are certain data discrepancies which are there, which makes it impossible to do it today as of now. But in the matter of time, let's say 5 or 6 years, we'll be able to get both the softwares merged.
okay.
Then there will virtually be no pendency at all. So whenever somebody gets a registration done, the mutation will be done simultaneously, and the person who is going there will get an SMS on his phone that your mutation is already done.
System will be automated and
Yes,
automation is a solution for many
yeah, yes,
causes. Okay, okay, okay. You have talked about many and issues like there are politicians asking undue favors from the bureaucrats.
yes, sir.
Then there's huge number of pendency
Yes, sir.
of work at all the government departments. So tell me any prime challenges, two or three prime challenges before the bureaucracy, whether it is a state level or you say top brass of the bureaucracy. What are the three prime challenges?
Sir, I would say so. First is the resistance from the ground level people who are not willing to adopt changes. So government is making policies and execution is becoming a big challenge.
Okay.
So let's say we are going for a new development project and we need land for that. So resistance is there. They are not willing to sell their land to the government, and land acquisition becomes a difficult task. And secondly, sir, the governance itself is becoming a challenge because of multiple reasons, sir. Lack of funds, lack of functionaries.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Don't
So,
you feel administrative reform is a big challenge before Indian bureaucracy?
sir, there is certainly
The status quo bureaucracy
status quo bureaucracy is
and
there, sir.
administrative reforms are not done.
Sir, administrative reforms are being done at a very high pace these days.
Okay.
Digitization is being done for all the processes. So when there was times when a file was sent from one office and the another office didn't receive it. Now we are using e-office. We know that a file was cleared by this authority on this day at this particular time, and this authority has not cleared. So all those things are being checked. Rather, I would say that the bureaucratic inertia is getting eroded. The bureaucracy has started running, but it needs to run at a faster pace. The bureaucracy needs to clear the files and
Okay.
clear the projects at a faster pace to make the India's growth story
Okay.
go faster.
Tell me something about Mission Karmyogi.
Uh, Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact details of the mission Karmyogi, uh, but I know that it's there to improve the efficiency of the civil servants.
Okay, okay, okay. Punjab is a partner with Mission Karmyogi or not?
Uh, Sir, I'm not aware of this.
Okay, 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 okay. Take it, take it. Something.
Yes, I have one question regarding the recent slide in Indian rupees value against US dollar.
Yes, sir.
So what are the reasons behind that?
So there are multiple reasons for the decline of value of rupee against the dollar. So I would rather put it as there are two, three point of views for the same issue. So one is the strengthening of dollar. US dollar is getting strengthened the because of multiple reasons. And second is the decline in the Indian national rupee. So if we consider the decline in Indian national rupee, there are structural issues in the Indian economy in which we import more than export. So we are always sending more dollars out of our country and getting less dollars due to software imports or like let's say remittances. Otherwise, our trade balance is always in a deficit. So that is why our rupee is going down. Second thing is if we consider the real effective exchange rate, so rupee is rather higher in value. It should go further down. So that will help in Indian economy to cope up with the competition posed by other currencies.
But the forex reserve is steadily growing. We are already close to $700 billion of forex reserve. So if the inflow of dollar is so less, how come the forex reserve is growing?
So there is a structural issue in the way we are getting forex reserves. So we are getting forex in the form of FDI or the foreign institutional investors are getting we are the foreign investors are investing in our stock markets. They can take their money back whenever they want to take. So we will have to give the dollars back, and there will be eventually a big crisis. If we are able to focus more on exports and the money that will come from exports, that will be our money. We won't have to give it back to anybody else. Any foreign investor who is whether he is FDI is less volatile. The foreign institutional investors who are investing in the stock markets are highly volatile. So we have seen in recent weeks that Sensex has gone down by 10% from its peak. The currency has come down by 6 to 7%. This is because the forex reserves that we have built are largely dependent upon the foreign investments, not on the basis of exports. Secondly, sir, as we have seen that the RBI would have tried to control the falling rupee, the forex reserves have also come down from $700 billion to $640 billion in last 2 3 weeks, sir.
So what is the government doing to increase the exports? I mean, what is the target that the government has set to achieve as far as exports are concerned?
Sir, I'm not aware of the recent targets, but I think 6 months back it was $750 billion merchandise exports.
And where do we aim to take it by 2030?
So I think I'm not aware of the figures.
Okay, not a problem. Right, Larson, sir? Okay, Larson, your interview is over. You
Yes.
can place the mic on the chair and please wait for a few minutes outside.
Yes.
Hanji, so first of all, you tell us what is your opinion on yourself of the interview?
सर मेरे को लगा कि काफ़ी हद तक तो ठीक गया, 70% तो 70-80% तो कहीं कहीं हेजिटेशन थी, चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड्स कुड हैव बीन बेटर
Okay.
एंड जिन चीज़ों का मेरे को नहीं पता था उनका मैंने क्लियरली बोल दिया कि नहीं पता।
Mm-hmm.
सीरिया वाला थोड़ा ब्लंडर था, वो मेरे को पता होना चाहिए था।
Okay.
एंड कोई एज सच कहीं कहीं मेरे को लगा कि ऑक्सीजन लेवल थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, मेरा ध्यान कहीं भटक रहा था।
अच्छा.
हम्म,
Any high point of the interview according to you?
मतलब
कि you were in your zone. कि इस पे मेरे से कुछ भी पूछ रहे हैं तो I
I
can
was
answer.
uncomfortable in my command.
जो करेंसी वाला था, आईएनआर वाला था, उसके ऊपर मैं काफ़ी कंफर्टेबल था
Okay.
जी। जब आप जॉब के बारे में पूछ रहे थे तो तब भी मेरे को लगा कि ठीक है। वो जो था एक ये क्वेश्चन मेरे को बड़ा लो पॉइंट लगा कि जब आपने पूछा व्हाई डू यू वांट टू बी एन आईएएस ऑफिसर, तो उसमें थोड़ा सा मेरे को लगा कि आई शुड बी हैविंग अ बेटर आंसर फॉर दैट
Hmm.
बिकॉज दैट वाज नॉट कन्विंसिंग आई
हम्म.
फील।
Hmm.
और
ठीक है.
वो पूछना बनता भी है क्योंकि मैं इतने साल से तैयारी कर रहा हूँ। It is a pertinent question that why are you persisting upon this thing that you want to become an IAS officer?
Hmm. ठीक है.
Okay, वो तो हो जाएगा, करेक्ट सर, आप वेट करेंगे. हाँ
जी
जी.
सर।
See if I come to this thing. In overall scenario, good. Body language, your calmness, composedness, especially you've been into interviews, so you know कि environment मुझे condescending नहीं लगेगा. I'll take grasp.
जी सर।
तो वो बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है सर, एक
ठीक।
pleasant vibe.
जी
That is
सर।
a good thing.
जी सर।
कि यार मैं कोई आउट ऑफ प्लेस नहीं हूँ, मैं बढ़िया, मुझे पता है यहाँ पे किस तरीके से चीज़ें
जी
हैं.
सर। जी
आई
सर।
मेट ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन, ठीक है. वो बहुत आपके फेवर में चीज़ें हैं सर, ठीक है. प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छा है सर, वो आपके फेवर में. हाँ, वो वाली चीज़ तो जरूर है कि इतना परसिस्टेंसी क्यों
जी जी
है
जी।
ना. तो उसका आंसर वो सर आपको बता देंगे.
जी सर।
ओवरऑल थिंग में ठीक है. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट तहसीला, यू आर गुड एट योर वर्क.
जी।
ओके, चलिए, ब्यूरोक्रेसी के चैलेंजेस
हम्म।
बेटर हो सकता है
जी सर।
उसमें, हम सीधी बात करें. ठीक है, अच्छा किया आपने कि रेसिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द रिग्रेसिव सोसाइटी बहुत सारी चीजों के लिए नहीं है ना. लाइक फिर लैक ऑफ फंड्स हैं, ओके, दिस रियलिटी. देन रिफॉर्म्स, लाइक देन स्किल एनहेंसमेंट, जिस पे अभी बहुत ज्यादा फोकस्ड है.
जी सर।
तो मिशन कर्मयोगी मस्ट आपको थोड़ा
जी सर।
पता होना
जी
चाहिए. ये
हाँ
वो
वो।
चीजें जो प्रोमिनेंटली
जी सर।
मिशन कर्मयोगी, फिर मिशन कर्मयोगी का ब्लॉक लेवल प्रोग्राम, दिस प्रोग्राम, वर्ल्ड फंडिंग बहुत चल रहा है.
ठीक है
मैं
सर।
चाहता ही हूँ इंटरटेली, लास्ट थिंग जो मैं करना चाहता हूँ जहाँ इंप्रूव हो सकता है, आप थोड़ा पढ़ नहीं रहे हैं इस दौरान, कुछ करंट अफेयर्स से
सर
नहीं
पढ़ रहा
कुछ.
हूँ मैं,
हम्म.
लेकिन वो चीज़ थोड़ा सा ना मेरे को पीछे न्यूरो का इशू आ गया था। कुछ चीज़ें पढ़ के भी दिमाग से स्किप हो जाती हैं, जैसे सीरिया वाला इशू है,
हम्म.
ये दिमाग से बिल्कुल स्किप हो गया जब आप स्टार्टिंग में बात कर रहे हैं ना कि देयर आर मल्टीपल इश्यूज गोइंग ऑन। तो सीरिया वाला इशू दिमाग से स्किप हो गया।
ओके.
लेकिन जब आपने बताया फिर मेरे को याद आया कि हाँ एक बंदे ने 3 दिन के अंदर अंदर सरकार चेंज कर दी थी। हाँ ऐसा भी हुआ है, लेकिन वो किसने किया है, वो कौन लीडर है, क्या कर रहा था वो आई वॉज टोटली ब्लैंक अबाउट दैट।
HTS Jelani and all that
जी सर।
thing
जी
and
सर।
all that thing,
एंड
supplies being cut,
जी,
internal
अपार्ट
problem.
फ्रॉम दैट कर्मयोगी वाला तो मेरे को आना ही चाहिए था, सीरिया वाला भी आना चाहिए था, कर्मयोगी वाला भी
मतलब
आना
मैं
चाहिए।
सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूँ,
हाँ।
देखिए, एज वी नो इट्स नॉट अबाउट क्वेश्चन
जी
आंसर.
जी सर।
इट्स ओके.
या या।
रादर इट इज अ गुड थिंग. नहीं आता तो आपने नो कहा,
जी
कुछ
सर।
क्वेश्चन जान छुड़ाई, अगले क्वेश्चन पे
जी 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 सर।
दैट आई अप्रिशिएट.
जी सर।
बट जो बहुत कॉमन चीजें जो पता होनी चाहिए,
जी सर।
ठीक है, एज ए इनसाइडर ना यू आर, तो कर्मयोगी वगैरह, इनको थोड़ा ब्रश अप कर लीजिए.
जी सर।
मैं सिर्फ चाहता ये हूँ कि थोड़ा करंट अफेयर खासकर
जी सर।
नेशनल, मे बी लोकल, पंजाब के मतलब
हम्म।
देयर कैन बी अनदर क्वेश्चन, लाइक बहुत टेस्टिंग हो चुकी थी ऑलरेडी.
हम्म।
तो जैसे वाई पंजाब फार्मर्स आर प्रोटेस्टिंग,
हम्म।
इस तरह की चीजें है ना
जी
कि
सर।
यार
जी सर।
एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रेस ऑल ओवर.
जी सर।
वाई पंजाब इज ऑन कॉन्टिन्यूअस टर्मोइल,
जी सर।
प्रोटेस्टिंग एंड सो ऑन डिस्पाइट हाई कोर्ट्स ऑर्डर, दिस दैट.
हम्म।
तो इस तरह की चीजें है ना, आई बिलीव आपने प्रिपेयर किया भी होगा
जी
ये
सर। जी
चीजें.
सर।
तो इंटरनेशनल नेशनल में जो भी करंट अफेयर खासकर चल रहा
जी सर।
है, आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग यू आर टू गो थ्रू योर स्टडी बुक्स और
हम्म।
पंजाबी लिटरेचर बुक्स, नहीं वो ठीक है.
जी सर।
करंट अफेयर जो प्रोमिनेंट हो पता होना चाहिए.
जी सर।
एक्सेप्ट हेयर एंड देयर अगर नहीं आता है तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है.
जी सर।
लेकिन बहुत जो प्रोमिनेंट चीजें हैं, यहाँ पे हम लैक ना करें.
जी सर। ठीक
वो
है सर।
अवेयरनेस आपका शो करता है।
ठीक है सर।
जो परसिस्टेंसी तो है, क्या अवेयरनेस भी है, दैट इज अ
जी
थिंग।
सर। जी सर।
तो मेरी तरफ से इतना है सर, बाकी ऑल आर गुड थिंग। द प्रोफाइल इज इन योर फेवर, योर हैंडलिंग द इश्यूज इज गुड। तो बाकी तो कोई बहुत ज्यादा हेरंदेर चीज की जरूरत नहीं मेरे ख्याल से। बिशप करें रस।
हाँ, सेम आई कंकर एवरीथिंग सर हैज सेड। आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज एंड एवरीथिंग, वो आप इतने इंटरव्यूज दे चुके हो, आपको पता ही है। उसमें कोई मुझे कहीं कोई चेंज लगा नहीं। सिर्फ आपको थोड़ा पढ़ना है।
ठीक है सर।
करंट अफेयर्स वगैरह जो है ना, जैसे वॉर्स वाला क्वेश्चन आपने नहीं आंसर किया, सीरिया वाला नहीं किया, कर्मयोगी वाला नहीं किया, है ना। वो सारी चीजें थोड़ा सा आपको मतलब पढ़ना ही है आपको
जी
बेसिकली।
जी सर।
विच इज आई थिंक इज द इजीएस्ट पार्ट।
जी सर।
पर्सनैलिटी इंप्रूव करना इतने कम टाइम में बहुत मुश्किल होता है,
हम्म।
दैट इज नॉट योर चैलेंज। पढ़ना है आपको थोड़ा सा।
ठीक है सर।
देन एक आंसर जो आपका थोड़ा मुझे गड़बड़ लगी, दैट वाज कि आप क्यों अभी भी आप सर्विस में हो, आप क्यों आईएएस बनना चाहते हो।
हम्म।
तो आपने बोला कि भाई प्रमोशन पहली बात है,
हम्म।
सर्विस तो बाद में कर ही लेंगे।
हम्म।
सो इवन व्हेन आई प्रॉम्प्टेड यू, देन यू वर लाइक कि सर नो आई एम गुड विद माय चॉइस, कि प्रमोशनल एवेन्यू है और फिर सर्विस तो कर ही लेंगे। वो थोड़ा सा कुड हैव बीन अ लॉट बेटर।
हम्म।
आपको बस वो प्रेफरेंस ही चेंज करनी थी।
जी सर।
एज यू हाईलाइटेड कि मुझे वो ठीक करना
जी
है ना, आपने खुद कहा
जी
भी।
सर, मैंने खुद कहा
तो ये चीज है। हाँ।
कि वो थोड़ा सा ना, क्योंकि ये चीज़ जो है बड़ा बेसिक क्वेश्चन है। एवरीबडी हैज़ डिफरेंट रीजंस फॉर गोइंग टू सर्विसेज। मतलब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो प्रेस्टीज एसोसिएटेड विद बीइंग एन आईएएस ऑफिसर, आई थिंक
हम्म।
that would be the first and foremost thing for
हम्म।
people who are going in there.
हम्म।
Second thing is, मतलब I really uh, believe that I should be a part of India's growth story. मतलब
हाँ,
जो
ये आपने दो तीन जगह बोली ये बात।
हम्म
यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस विकसित
विकसित
भारत।
भारत
व्हाट डू
हम्म
यू मीन बाय इंडियाज ग्रोथ स्टोरी,
हम्म।
है ना। कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकते हैं
जी जी
आपसे।
सर।
तो इसके लिए आप तैयार रहना।
हम्म।
एक्सपोर्ट टारगेट वाला, जैसे ये सारे आपके फैक्चुअल वाला पार्ट था जो मुझे लगा कि काफी मिसिंग है।
जी
ये
सर।
काफी प्रोमिनेंटली न्यूज में रही हुई चीजें हैं।
जी सर।
बट वो आपने अच्छा किया कि आपने उस पर गेस नहीं लिया।
जी सर।
एक्सपोर्ट टारगेट वाले पे जैसे आपको अभी पता है कि $750 बिलियन चल रहा है, तो यू कुड से कि सर मे बी $1 ट्रिलियन।
हम्म
इट्स गुड यू डिड नॉट से इट, बिकॉज
हम्म।
इट्स एक्चुअली $2 ट्रिलियन
जो टारगेट है।
जो टारगेट रखा हुआ
जी
है।
जी सर।
तो अच्छा कि आपने नहीं बोला। तो आप ये पढ़ लेना बस, आई
जी।
थिंक बाकी तो मुझे कोई ज्यादा चेंज लगा नहीं।
ठीक है
ठीक
सर।
है बाकी सब।
one more thing,
जी
which is, what should I call it? Unwanted thing,
जी सर।
if not
हम्म।
nuisance, but unwanted. Like 2 or 3 times you highlighted that politician demanding undue favors.
जी सर।
Unwanted सी चीज है. Like why to have politicians pejorative connotation?
ओके सर।
Unless it has not been asked.
ओके सर। गॉट
तो
इट सर।
मतलब आप समझ रहे हैं, आई एम नॉट calling it nuisance, but it's an unwanted thing.
सर कई बार ना कुछ होता क्या है कि जैसे आप पूछ रहे हो, कई बार स्ट्रक्चर नहीं बनता दिमाग के अंदर, आंसर नहीं बनता। तो
हम्म
आपने पूछा तीन चीजें बताओ, ठीक है, तो
हम्म
दो चीजें दिमाग में आ गई, तीसरी नहीं आ रही, तो अनवांटेडली मेक बनानी पड़ रही है।
हम्म
ठीक है, वो जहाँ पे हम लोग ऐसे धक्का सा करते हैं, या तो
हम्म
मेरे को ये कहना चाहिए सर, आई कैन थिंक ऑफ दीज ओनली राइट नाउ,
हम्म।
हाँ,
दीज
दैट्स द
टू ओनली
प्रेफर्ड
राइट नाउ।
आंसर।
हम्म
क्योंकि आपने ये बोला ना कि पॉलिटिशियंस ऐसे करते हैं और आप इतने साल से सर्विस में हो,
हम्म।
वो बोलेंगे बताओ अपनी लाइफ की कोई एग्जांपल ऐसी,
बता देंगे।
तो फंस जाओगे आप ना।
ये फंसेंगे नहीं ना।
हाँ।
उसके अंदर तो बढ़िया अच्छा होगा अगर वो पूछेंगे कि आपको पॉलिटिशियन नहीं, मैं एग्जांपल्स दूंगा उनको, फिर रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स कि कैसे कैसे प्रेशर डाला और हमने कैसे कैसे अवॉइड किया।
अच्छा।
हम्म।
सो आप वहां पे भी नाम लोगे पॉलिटिशियंस के।
नहीं, नाम तो नहीं ले पाएंगे
हाँ।
ऑब्वियसली।
वो चीज जैसे आपने ऑफिसर्स के नाम लिए एग्जांपल देते
जी
हुए,
सर।
वो पॉजिटिव कॉन्नोटेशन से लिए और परमिशन लेके लिए,
जी
वहां
सर।
तक ठीक है।
जी सर।
और आपने उनसे पर्सनल कुछ नहीं दिखाया, आपने दिखाया कि भाई आई वर्कड अंडर देम
जी
एंड लर्न फ्रॉम देम, गॉट मोटिवेटेड, वो
जी
ठीक है। लेकिन अब आप नेगेटिव कॉन्नोटेशन के साथ पॉलिटिशियन की एग्जांपल दोगे,
जी जी।
तो आप नाम नहीं लोगे बिल्कुल।
वो हाँ,
नेमिंग
बिल्कुल
शेमिंग से
हाँ
बचें आप।
ऑब्वियसली सर। जी सर।
नेमिंग शेमिंग से बचें, उस
जी
जोन में नहीं जाना।
जी सर।
चलो ठीक है, बाकी मुझे कुछ ऐसा लगा नहीं। बाकी सब
बाकी all
जी सर।
इट वाज गुड।
anything you
एक्सलेंट।
want to ask?
So, sir, let's say keeping other things apart, how the interview went, and how many marks would you have given me out of 275?
Okay, see, point one, how interview goes well. So interview was good, rather not even fair, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
If I take
Okay, sir.
total scenario, it was a good thing. मुझे जो बस स्क्रिप्ट लगा, जो बेसिक चीज है कि लाइक प्रिसाइज थोड़ा हम इसको पढ़ नहीं रहे, नॉलेज वाला फैक्टर,
जी सर।
जो कि बहुत मतलब इजी है इसको मेंटेन करना।
ठीक है सर।
दैट इज द थिंग। थोड़ा आपको करंट अफेयर वगैरह वो ब्रश अप करना है।
जी सर।
अदरवाइज आपका क्रिटिकल सिमुलेशन, बैलेंस ऑफ जजमेंट, वो
हम्म।
पार्ट फेयर है, पर्सनालिटी वो चीजें बहुत अच्छी आप कर रही हैं,
ठीक है सर,
तो थोड़ा सा इसको जो है
डन सर।
number, I do not, go into the zone ever to give numbers.
No, that's fine, that's fine,
Preferably.
that's
बाकी
totally fine.
सर अगर आप
हाँ नहीं नहीं ना, मार्क्स वगैरह वाला कुछ ऐसा है नहीं। आप अगर आज से लेकर भी, जिस दिन आपकी इंटरव्यू है
20th को सर।
अच्छा 20th को आ गई है, मतलब अब आप 4-5 दिन न्यूज़पेपर अच्छे से पढ़े ना, रोज 2-2 घंटे लगा के,
जी सर,
तो यू आर गोइंग टू बी फाइन।
ठीक है
जो
सर।
भी थोड़े इंटरनेशनल नेशनल इश्यूज हैं थोड़ा ब्रशअप कर लीजिए, ब्रशअप कर
जी
लीजिए।
सर, जी सर।
आप कह रहे हैं कि सीरिया पता था थोड़ा बट स्किप हो गया, ब्रशअप
हम्म,
ब्रशअप के
जी
वहां आ
सर।
जाओ, थोड़ा प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड यूज करके वो
हम्म,
चीजें टैकल
जी सर।
सर।
बाकी सर जैसे मेरा इंटरव्यू 20th जैन को है, कुछ चीज़ें हम लोग उस दिन भी सुबह, खैर इंटरव्यू से पहले हमें अखबार पढ़ने का थोड़ा टाइम तो मिल ही जाएगा। मान लो सुबह 9 बजे उन्होंने बुलाया अंदर, तो 7 बजे से 9 बजे तक तो अखबार पढ़ ही सकते हैं।
सर ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल हो जाता है
हाँ हाँ
अपने
हाँ,
हाथ पे, बिल्कुल पढ़ के जाइएगा, हंड्रेड
ठीक है।
परसेंट पढ़ के जाइएगा।
और अंदर जाके भी वहाँ पे अखबार उन्होंने रखे होते हैं
हाँ
टेबल
रखे
के
होते हैं सर,
पढ़ सकते हैं आप।
बिल्कुल।
खाने पीने का सामान भी रखा होता है उन्होंने,
हम्म,
यू कैन ईट वट एवर यू वांट टू ईट, है ना।
जी जी
यू
बिल्कुल,
कैन
उसमें
स्टडी।
गो थ्रू, इधर उधर दिमाग जाने से अच्छा है कि न्यूज़पेपर को थोड़ा स्किपिंग, मतलब गो थ्रू इट,
जी
नॉट
सर।
स्किपिंग बट गो थ्रू इट।
तो सर एक तो जो कुंभ है, महाकुंभ है, इसकी कोई रेलिवेंस के लिए सर मेरे को बता दीजिए, क्योंकि कुंभ भी चल रहा है, तो मतलब इस जो 2 ढाई महीने का जो कुंभ चलेगा, इसके अंदर सबसे ऑस्पिशियस डे कौन सा है स्नान करने का, कुछ ऐसा कुछ।
2 दिन पहले इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक्सप्लेन्ड आर्टिकल आया था कुंभ पे,
ठीक है
वो
जी।
पढ़ लीजिएगा, यू विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ।
ठीक है सर।
सारी रेलेवेंट चीजें हैं उसके
ठीक
अंदर,
है सर।
चौरासी कोसी स्नान एंड ऑल दैट थिंग सब है उसके अंदर।
वैसे आई थिंक इट्स 29th ऑफ जनवरी, है
ओके
ना?
सर।
29 को है जो सबसे बड़ा स्नान है।
ओके सर।
जो कल हुआ था वो सेकंड लार्जेस्ट था, तो उसमें 3.5 करोड़ लोगों ने किया है
ठीक है सर।
डुबकी। उस दिन वाले में 6 करोड़ आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू।
एक्सपेक्ट। ओके। तो कैन आई गेट द कॉपी ऑफ दैट न्यूज़पेपर? मेरे को शायद होगा नहीं मेरे पास एक्सप्लेन वाले की।
अपनी ईमेल आईडी दो, आप क्या है?
सर लार्सन सिंगला 59 इसमें लिखी हुई
अच्छा
सर।
यही लिखी हुई है ना?
जी सर।
चलो आई विल मेल यू।
जी सर।
ठीक है।
जी सर। थैंक यू सर।
ठीक है जी।